Hi guys, today we'll see how to create a Lightning Web Component to extend OmniScript element, and we'll also create a Lightning Web Component to override OmniScriptBaseMixin component. So in the last video I showed you how to create a standalone component, and the scenario of today we'll have two steps on OmniScript. So the first step, we choose the account. When I choose the account, I have the list of keys related to this account, and I have the possibility to create a new case. So this is a sub OmniScript, a OmniScript that will be called that is called in this action. And now when the user select a case, for example this one, I have here the possibility to add a new comment to the selected case. And here we have one comment that is blank. So for example, I can add here training and then submit the comment. When I submit the comment, you see here I have a new comment. And why we use Lightning Web Component to do this? Because firstly, when I insert element in Salesforce, I don't have possibility to interact in the same step directly. So this is why we have to use a Lightning Web Component to display the comment list. And here also, if I go to the previous step, we will override the account launch element. So let's create new OmniScript. So let's call this and let's call this case management. Okay, I said OmniScript have two steps, so let's add the second step. So here drag this step here, and in the first step I'll call it select account and case. Let's call this here. We select account and case. Now in this step I have to add the I have to add this element. So let's go to the input and let's drag and drop lookup. So this lookup, let's call it select account. So this is select account lookup as name, and as label we can just place this select account. Release the value, and let's add a new Lightning Web Component element. So I can come here, drag and drop Lightning Web Component, and we call this selectable case item. You can also change the label if you want, selectable case item. And here I have to add this component, case selected item lightning web component. So also we have to override this button by this component. So guys, we add here in this step two lightning web component. So let's go to Visual Studio Code to see how this component is built. So this is the first component, the component that override. This component override the lookup element, the OmniScript lookup element. So you can note this. Firstly, this is the lightning web component account lookup. In the JavaScript, you can note that we import the put sub component. We also import the OmniScriptBaseMixin, and we import the element that we want to override. The element we want to override is OmniScript lookup element. And you note that I extend the OmniScript lookup element in this component. Now, in the OmniScript lookup, the select option is a function that is called when new value is selected. So this is why we have here the select option. So when I select a new element, I will get the details about the element selected. And now here the lookup value, when I have here lookup value, we just check here to be sure that is not a null element that have been selected. I'm talking about the none. So when the element selected, we take this value, lookup value that contains the account ID, and now I will publish a new, I will fire a pop and sub event. So this is the event name, new account selected. This is the data, and here we have the value that will be sent in the event. And now just here is just to hide the option that is function, where the component edit in the OmniScript lookup. In the OmniScript lookup. And also we also add a case selected element. So in the case selected element, you note that I have the is exposed to true, and the I also have the runtime namespace that is always set. Now let's go here to the HTML first. You will note that firstly I have this Omnistudio button element, where you can note in the interface is the button to create a new case. So when I click on new case, I will call this function, and I have this is a flex card. This is a flex card selected item that displays the list of case related to this account. And this modal is the modal what it displays when the user click on create new case. And this is an example of OmniScript that will be called when user click on create new case, and it will display in a modal. So this is the HTML. And now in the JavaScript, you have to note that we import the push and sub component. We also import the OmniScript mixin and the OmniScript action common utility. So this is just necessary element to make a communication between Lightning Web Component and OmniScript. And we'll note that in the connected callback, I just define the option, the necessary option. So I have to register only to 3 events. Firstly, is the new account selected event. So when I subscribe to this event and when I receive the new account selected, I call the flex card that will display the details about all the keys related to the account. And this event here we subscribe, we register to new case selected. So when user select a new case, we will cache it in this component. And then you have to note this: when selected case, we execute this function, and in the open new case, here I just want to show the modal. Here is just to close the modal when the case created callback. So this is when the case is okay, is created. We also close the modal, and when we disconnect the component, we will register to all the event where we were registered in the component. So you just have to know that when the value of the account change, for example, when I receive the account ID, I can call this method where is this fetch account. Here is a method of fetch account. So when I receive the fetch account, I just get the value of the account, because here is the message that will be sent containing the account ID. This is the data that will be sent by the sender, and here I just get the account ID, and I can prefill this, and here in this component we now display all the keys related to the account. So let's go back to our OmniScript. Now we have this configuration. Now we need to finish with the configuration of the OmniScript. So let's go to of the lookup element, I want to say. So let's go to the data source, is the S object, and we have to add a new query because we have to select the account where the type. So let's take the type is equal to custom customer direct. So let's get all the account equal to customer direct, and here in the path we will take the account. So let's save, and here our element is account, here we take the ID as the value, and as the label we take the account name. So guys, this is how we can just simple this is the simple configuration, and you know that I override this, and this component will send an event to this component. So when I select the account, because I override the lookup, the account lookup will publish an event new account selected, and when the case selected item receive the message, it will now select all the keys related to this, all the keys related to the selected account. So let's continue with the second configuration before make the preview. So now in the second step, in the management case step, we are here. So in the management case step, we are going to firstly we'll add here as input, we will take a text area. So let's drag and drop here a text area that we call case comment, and as a label just put this message. This here is the placeholder, and here is the label, and then we will now add a new action, data raptor action. So let's go here to action. We put a new post action. So I have this post action that I will call let's call this case comment. Is the label, let's call this submit. Okay, and this we call simple create comment. So this OmniScript, so you know that these actions will create a new comment to the related case. So here we will have now to enter let's subscribe to this event where it is messaging, will pop message and ASCII. We have to send this the comment ID. So this is the comment created. We have to publish an event with this value case comment ID, and this is the ID of the comment that is created here. And now in the last step, we have to add the Lightning Web component that will display all the comment created. So let's drag and drop a new Lightning Web component that we can call case management, and in the name is case, this is the Lightning web component, case comment table. So now we can save this. So now it's saved. Let's go back to VS Code so I can show you how where is the here is the case comment. So this is the case comment. So the case comment in the OmniScript JSON, just take the selected case ID and then call this flex card that display the details about all the comments related to the specific case, and you know that we override the OmniScript base mixing. And I forgot to tell you that it's also possible to make a navigation between OmniScript. So you know that this function, for example, OmniScript next step. So when I execute OmniScript next step, this will give a possibility to switch to the next step. So I can manage the navigation in the OmniScript with Lightning web component. And to do this, I have to extend OmniScript base mixing. So let's go and preview our Lightning, our OmniScript to see what the result is. So if I go here to preview, just to be sure that the account is not displayed. Why? So let's go to this type is the account name, place objects, no different values, selected account. We have here the type is customer direct. We have their account. Okay, so let's activate this version first. Okay, now that the deploy is done, let's go to how to launch, the way to copy the link. So let's get this so we can preview. For example, we can just this here. Okay, now I can choose an account. You see, I have all the keys related to this account. If I click new, I have the details about how to create a new case. And when I select an account, a case, I have the details about the different case. So you will know that this is the two commands that we create before. And we can go to preview. So I can choose a different account and now select this case, and I can add a new. If I submit, you see I have the new comment. So guys, this is how we can extend or override the Vlocity OmniScript element and make a navigation between Lightning Web Component and OmniScript.